Welcome to the KeyBoard Podcast, everybody. Three board friends gather around a virtual table to discuss a variety of tech and entertainment topics along the never ending quest to find the key to solving boredom. I am one of your hosts, Ryan, and joining me today are Bailey
Hello.
and Cole.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us and welcome to episode 9. You can catch us streaming this podcast live on Twitch like we are right now at twitch.tv/keyboard podcast, or you can also find us later on youtube.com and podcast services across the planet. If you're enjoying this show in any capacity, please consider leaving us a positive review on whichever platform you're listening or watching on. And we appreciate any of those sort of things. And also welcome to the Battlefield Waiting Room podcast. That's what we're doing here today. Killing time until Battlefield comes out.
That's probably like half the gaming podcasts out there right now. Everybody's just fucking like, oh, Battlefield, please be good, because we're in such a bad gaming drought right now.
Yeah, Cole and I were talking about that just the other day, Friday night, like trying to figure out what the fuck to play. And it's just like, we ended up playing Back for Blood, which was mindless zombie killing fun. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. If anybody's played like Left 4 Dead before, it's just the spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead.
So with all the hype around the holiday gaming season, because there's only like 3 big games coming out at the moment until everything else is delayed. You want to talk about it, Bailey? What are you looking forward to the most come Friday?
Oh, like in terms of Battlefield?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, games that come out on Friday other than Battlefield? I wouldn't know. Um, being able to play with like, I don't know, that type of game, I feel like, when we played the beta, I think I mentioned this last week. It's like you could either take it super seriously or you could just like fucking have fun and do whatever. Like to throw a nade down a hallway, kill 5 people, drive around in like freaking vehicles and just like laugh your ass off or whatever. I think it's just like, I don't know, you could take it really seriously. I feel like when we played a lot of Battlefield 4, I never think we really did. It was more of just like having fun, hanging out. It can be a really chill game. It doesn't have to be super serious. So I'm looking forward to that, playing with like a huge group of people. Again, instead of like we all separate and kind of play our own games. So, yeah.
Like the worst part of this gaming drought is like my core gaming experience personally is about playing with my friends. Solo games are they're still great stories and everything, but I like playing with you guys. And like Cole said, with a drought that we're in, it's just like I just sit there and play New World until my eyes bleed, just grinding for nothing. It seems. I mean, it's a good game, but it's just I'm not playing with my buddies. I'm not like laughing and joking and having as much of a good time as I will whenever Battlefield comes out for sure.
Yeah. Like back when we had like fucking 6, 7 or more people in a Discord call just chatting shit with everybody. Fucking everybody's just off kind of playing their own games now because games just aren't really as fun as they were. There's not like a core game that like everybody's drawn to. But hopefully Battlefield is kind of that thing where it's like fucking we're gonna have like plenty of people playing with. But even if not, I know that it's gonna be a good time.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I'm actually really glad though that for me the most exciting part is still gonna be Portal, but I'm glad that they announced that like classes are still there, and I knew they would be.
Hmm.
So everything's gonna be okay, everybody. That is freaking out about classes. I told you they would be there because I knew that they wouldn't let us down. I'm sure that somewhere in that planning room, all the great minds at Dice and EA are like, hey, let's do the specialist thing. And someone in the room is like, I think that's gonna piss everybody the fuck off. Like, I don't think we should do that. And then someone came up with Portal. So yeah,
Right.
good
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah. I think
Um,
Portal is probably the greatest idea that they could have come up with. Like having a free to play experience for people that don't feel like buying into the core Battlefield game, but still having all the customization options and just what's overall going to be a pretty fun multiplayer experience for a lot of people out there. It was a great decision from Dice and EA to implement that.
I mean, I'm ride or die on this game, man. If it isn't good, I think I'm just gonna turn off my computer for gaming purposes until maybe Halo. Um,
Yeah,
But
if Battlefield's not good, Halo's going to be like the last saving grace.
I mean, I probably won't touch. I mean, okay, so well, I guess we'll kind of just get off of Battlefield for a second. So I do have something to save me until Friday,
Porn?
hopefully. I mean, porn is there, yeah. I mean, I mean, why not? Pornhub is always there. Everyone knows about it.
I
Not some
excuse
it's like
myself
the
from digging.
it's the elephant in the room. Everyone knows it's there.
I know
But
what you mean.
anyways, cloud gaming. Have you guys tried any of it yet?
I dipped my feet into it a while ago. Kind of when the what's the Nvidia one? Is it GeForce Now?
Shield.
Or
Oh,
is it?
GeForce Now and Shield. Yeah, you can do stuff with that. But yeah,
Yeah,
GeForce Now.
yeah. GeForce Now is like their cloud gaming thing. I think Shield is kind of like their like weird little
Yeah.
console whatever type deal that you can plug into your TVs. But
Mm.
but yeah, I tried GeForce Now like a long time ago, back when it pretty much was first coming out. And my experience wasn't the greatest because there was just massive amount of input lag, and the fidelity of the resolution and the graphics just wasn't that great. But I'm pretty sure that since that was like when it literally first kind of came out, I'm pretty sure it's probably still in beta when I tried it. I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
it's gotten way better since then.
Yeah,
I bet.
I used it that because when I was in college, since I'm an art major, I had a Mac and you can't play like all the games on a Mac or whatever. It was just nice to like it runs off of all of their servers and basically you're just shown the picture and you get to put in your own inputs and it worked pretty well. I was like playing Overwatch back 4 or 5 years ago, probably four, on it, and I think it worked decently well for being on Wi-Fi and all that jazz. So I mean it
Mhm.
wasn't horrible, but it was nice for like a someone who could play games on their laptop and wanted to play games.
So okay, so each of us have dipped into it at this point. I think I tried GeForce Now like a ways back too, like around probably the time you did, Cole.
Mhm.
But now I've just like jumped in both feet because I got a free trial through Discord. Maybe a lot of us did for Game Pass Ultimate for Xbox. So I started doing the Xbox Cloud Gaming beta on my phone. I'm like, oh shit, this is actually pretty sick. Like I'm playing. I was actually playing Batman Arkham Knight, Yakuza Zero, Yakuza Zero, tons of games, and I'm like, what the hell? This is great. Uh, so now I have free trials to Stadia, Luna, and Xbox Game Cloud through the Ultimate Game Pass. So far, though, I will say Xbox Game Cloud is probably the worst of them right now.
Oof.
Um, not in any sort of like super bad way, but latency is an issue that I had,
Mhm.
especially with playing like Arkham Knight. And there's always gonna be latency issues, but um, I did play some Stadia last night, and that was actually pretty sick. I just played a few minutes of Hitman, and it was actually on my phone, and it was super smooth. Actually, looks like it ran at like 60 FPS. It was actually really nice. The best part, though, so far, is I'm kind of worried. I have a GTX 1080 Ti, and I'm actually starting to get a little paranoid in case something happens to it. Because if something does, I'm never gonna get a graphics card anytime soon. So I've been like trying to baby it because New World is just completely like roasting it.
Oh god.
So cloud gaming is actually nice because it's giving a little bit of a stress relief on my system, and
Mhm.
I'm still able to enjoy the game. So if anyone doesn't have like a the killer gaming PC or anything like that, consider going into these. They have free trials for stuff. I would absolutely recommend Stadia right now. They've been doing it for a little bit longer than everybody else. I think they were in the first
I don't think
guys.
so. I think
No,
Stadia is
or is it?
newer than most
Well,
of
maybe
most of
GeForce
them.
Now. Well, Luna's the newest, I think.
Yeah, because
That's it.
Luna's
That's
Amazon's, right?
Amazon's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the newest.
Yeah, so
I
Luna's the
think.
newest. I think Stadia came was like kind of like right before Luna in terms of like the cloud gaming release dates.
I wonder when. I didn't even look it up. I didn't think we would get that deep into it.
I want to say Stadia may be like 2018 or 2019-ish when it came out.
All I remember are commercials, and I feel like they were a while ago.
2019.
Yep, 2019. Fucking goddamn gamer brain.
Luna. Luna was last year, October 2020, October 21st, 2020.
Okay.
So yeah, they've been out for a little bit. But yeah, no, I think it's a good thing. I really think as long as you have the internet capacity, even with I have 400 down and 30 up, I think. Even that is like telling me, hey, your connection's shit. And I'm like, my router is 10 feet away, but whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of
I haven't really crashed.
you're not gaming on Wi-Fi, are you?
Right from this PC, no.
Yeah, it's
Which
kind
is
of
where I've been doing most of the gaming.
it's kind of weird because when I was first starting on the GeForce Now thing, I think it only required like 150 to 200 down and 15 to 20 up.
Mhm.
So the
I
network requirements for GeForce Now, at least back when I was trying it, wasn't that strict.
I do know that if you get like 4K going, which I think Luna or Stadia, I don't think they can do it now, but it's coming. I think it's going to use like 20 gigs an hour up to.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Rest in
So
peace to all those people that have data limits on their internet.
Yeah.
West Coast, let's say rip to the West Coast over there. Sorry, guys. So if you don't have a data cap, I suggest you try it because I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, even with Ubisoft Plus, you actually get Stadia and Luna included if you pay like $3 extra.
Oh, that's
So I
interesting.
mean, yeah, that's what I did. I've been having this craving to play Watch Dogs Legion again. I had a corrupt save and I loved that. I was having a great time with it. The story was, I don't know, the story was good, I thought, at least for me. And my save got corrupted and I said, fuck them. And I uninstalled it and never went back. I heard they fixed it. I heard they fixed it. I don't know. I was very, very bitter about that.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
blame you there.
and I skipped over the other thing, the this day in history. We're gonna do that really quick.
Ooh.
So I meant to start this at the top of the show, but Battlefield always takes priority. But it's a little thing I saw on another podcast, and I thought it was interesting just because little facts in your day make you smarter. So this day in history on November 7th in 1665, the London Gazette is the oldest surviving journal. They published their first edition in 1665. They're still going.
That doesn't make any
That's
sense.
That
in
doesn't.
1665. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
still going.
history didn't start but before 1776.
Oh my god. in
Adam.
in 1916, Jeanette Rankin, Republican from Montana, is elected the first Congresswoman ever. So
And
that's
when?
one. 1916.
1916.
Oh, I thought you said like
Yep,
17 something. I was like, huh?
1916.
Huh?
And then this is actually kind of relative to us and a bunch of people doing what we do. In 1994, today, the world's first internet radio broadcast originates from WXYC, the student radio station at UNC Chapel Hill.
Hmm.
When was that?
1994.
God, look out how far everything's
Oh yeah,
come to
I thought that
for
was.
radio broadcasts and everything like that.
I thought that one was particularly interesting for what we're doing in this exact moment.
We're in the
So,
future.
It's weird to like. I know I wasn't quite alive then, but like alive during other things. It's weird to be alive when like the first of
oh
something
god,
is made.
that's right. You weren't alive.
Okay,
Oh my god, I'm
okay.
old. My
I'm
brother
just.
was already 2.
Your brother's already two. Cole, when
I
were
was.
you born?
96.
Oh
See,
god, both of you.
see, yeah. Everyone's coming at me with all this fire.
Yeah,
Cole's
because your
not
fucking
that.
No.
first gaming system was the Wii. Shut up.
That's because my parents wouldn't. I would have had other things. My parents wouldn't let me
You
because they're
missed out
like,
on the greats. You missed out on the
yes,
PlayStations, the
yes.
Xboxes, the Nintendos before the Wii.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of parents, when all this stuff was coming out, all like the fighting games, it was like that, assumption that, oh, you play all these fighting games, you're gonna like grow up and just be like kind of like
Yep.
an
Violent.
asshole kind of kid. Yeah. which isn't true, but so we weren't allowed to have anything. I think we played all the cartoony games, like the Lego, games on like the Wii and stuff that weren't
Motherfucker.
like
Do y'all remember book fairs at
yeah.
school?
Yes.
Dude, one of the greatest fucking video games I ever played was a Tom and Jerry game that got at a book fair.
Man,
It's a
game at a book fair?
It's a Tom and
Video
Jerry
games?
fighting game.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was
I didn't get
so
into that
great.
bullshit.
It was
Wow.
so great.
I just had books. My book fair had books, not gay. I'm jealous. If I had video games at
I
my
am a
book
little bit
fair,
jealous
man.
because I probably so that's actually kind of funny you brought that up. It just brought back some nice little memories there. So I've never been a big reader. I've been more of like a outdoor doer type thing. I don't know. I read, but I just don't like grab a million books and just read them. It's just not my thing.
Okay,
So
boomer.
the funny part was though, as I love fucking going to the book fair for the new book smell and just like getting a book and reading it real quick and then never touching it again. I just liked getting a new book.
I hate that you fucking say that because my sister-in-law is a fucking like book crack fiend. Like she will buy a new book and she will literally just open it up to the middle of the book, shove it in her face and just go,
Okay.
oh.
Okay.
That's good shit. No, I
You
mean,
can tell what fucking tree the pages were made out of.
This is some good redwood.
Oh, that's that good cedar
that's
shit
rare.
right there. That's that good.
No, I didn't do that. It was just the whole book fair experience. I think that really, I don't know. It just stuck with me for a while. I enjoyed them.
Are book fairs still a thing?
I would fucking hope so. I don't know because
Okay.
we're in such a digital age now though that it might
Yeah.
not be.
Pandemic aside, like, because it might not have been a thing like during the pandemic. They just like have book fair, a bunch of people like go in a group and look at stuff. But like, I
They would
wonder
pull
if
up in
they're
their cars and
even
they
still a
just
thing.
chuck a book through the fucking window.
So, Courtney can hear me. The only thing she said in the text was school book fairs are hot because she's a huge bookworm. She has read more than anybody that I know.
See,
Or as
I enjoy. I haven't got Audible's expensive, but my attention span kind of like I have to read a page in a book so many times to like be able to remember it, but like listening to things instead of like reading them really helps me, and I should get it again maybe, but it's so nice to be able to like listen to something, and I'm always listening to stuff all day. I'll just like have a YouTube video on in the background and do whatever. So I think Audible is like the only way I would read books. I haven't read an actual book in like physical book in forever.
Why do you think all the books I read have pictures in them?
Okay, if yes, I can do that. Yes.
I think the last book I attempted to read was one by Michio Kaku about some crazy theoretical physics shit, and I got like halfway through it and I was cross-eyed, like just trying to figure out. He's
Why?
Everyone makes fun of him, but he's a super smart guy, obviously, and trying to read his literature is very. It's a tough read. It's tough. You want to be fascinated by all the stuff that he's talking about in there, but it's like because I love space. I think all three of us have some sort of love for space and exploration, but it's like that is some boring crap. It really is. But I will back you up, Bailey, on the Audible sort of thing or the audiobooks. That's what I do when I'm driving around for work is I listen to podcasts and audiobooks.
hmm
It's my preferred ingestion of books or other like media like that.
Yeah, I think especially in this day and age where, a lot of people don't have, not necessarily like the time, but like, you can't read a book, or you shouldn't read a book and like drive somewhere or read a book while you're working, but you can like listen to something. I think a lot of people enjoy like I would say multitaskability is not a word, but the multitasking nature
It
of
is
an
now.
audiobook. Yeah. In the dictionary, I created a word. But
I
yeah.
like it though. It's not one of those like fantasy words. It's yeah, I like it.
Multitasking.
Multitaskability. Let's do it.
Man. Pull that out at I don't know.
Spell it.
Spell it. It's just multitasking, multitask ability.
Spell it.
Spell it. It's not like I do. I'm gonna throw an extra
You
H and
created
Z
the
in
word.
there.
You have to come up with the spelling.
Multitaska ability.
All right, you hear that, Webster's?
There's a silent ZH
A silent ZH in there.
in my multitask ability word. That'll be at all the spelling bees, and I'll stump everyone. Everyone's gonna hear it. You're welcome.
Did you
Iridocyclitis.
did you guys change all your clocks?
Fuck. No.
You still have a physical clock? Go.
Yeah, my microwave and my stove.
Okay. I'm thinking of like you have like a bedside alarm clock, and I was like,
No, I use my phone because I know I would not ever fucking upkeep on my because fucking when I moved into my apartment in daylight savings changed back the previous time.
a new one.
I didn't change the time on my microwave or my stove for like a good 3-4 months. So I was so lazy, I just didn't change the time. So I was just like, oh, it says that it's like 11:34. Okay, it's actually 10:34.
And you just didn't change it? You just like had that in your head that it was a different time?
Yep.
But why?
I'm lazy. I literally started my statement with I'm so lazy.
Okay, I feel you're lazy. I feel like doing the math every time and feeling like you're gonna get it wrong is so much more stressful than just changing the time.
It's just taking an hour off of the clock. It's not like I'm doing fucking algebra.
Okay, well, what happens if you forget and you don't change it back and then
Well,
you're
thank God
somewhere-
my phone updates on its own.
Okay, well, I guess.
I
Wait,
guess.
so do you guys think that like, or do you operate on the mindset of like some people that used to like set their clocks ahead a little bit so they're never late?
Oh my god, my
'Cause
mom does that. Or did that.
I don't understand it because at the end of the day, you're sitting there and you're rushing and you're like, oh man, it's 9:20, but that clock's fast. I'm okay. Like you know it.
Right,
you know it. So
like you're
why-
setting this like safety net for yourself, but you're fucking jumping headfirst into the safety net every single fucking time because of it.
I never understood that one. But do you guys think we should just stop daylight savings time? That's what I was gonna
Yes.
get to. Like, should we just stop it?
Well,
It's
my thing was, if you're like a little elementary school kid and you have to start going out into like go out to the bus stop and it's dark out, I think you'd rather like it be light. That's like kind of like
Oh,
what I'm thinking of
fucking
here.
well, because you're gonna grow up and get a fucking job that you're gonna have to wake up and it's dark out anyways.
Okay. But like if you're a kid, yeah, I feel like it's just safer to be out in the light instead of in the dark. But
nah.
What are you
and we get
worried
an extra
about in the
hour of
dark?
sleep. What do you mean? I liked my extra hour of sleep. I woke up.
Yeah,
in a
we
different
lose it. I
sleep.
mean, why don't we just have the same sleep? Because actually, the same sleep is better for you. Consistency.
What do you mean an extra hour? If you're getting 8 hours of sleep, it doesn't matter. It's just a different time you're waking up
Who's getting
at.
8 hours of sleep nowadays? Please.
I
tell
have
me.
to, otherwise I'll fucking slap somebody at work.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Besides you.
I need like 6.5 to 7. And I'm
I
straight.
get like 7. What?
Yeah, I'm cranky as fuck if I don't get enough sleep.
Yeah. I just fall asleep at work
Yeah.
if I don't get enough sleep.
If I don't get enough sleep, I'll just do like I get an hour lunch, and I'll just like, because I'm driving everywhere for work, so I'll just find like I don't know, a big business parking lot or something like that where I'm just no one's gonna say anything, and I'll just pull up my car, eat my lunch, and then I don't know, take like a half hour quick like nap, and then go about my day. Usually, it just
Hour
keeps me
lunch is
going.
nice. I enjoy my hour lunch. I don't usually
I'd
take
rather
the
have
whole hour.
no lunch. I'd rather have no lunch and just freaking be done with it.
I'd
Just
rather just
Have no lunch
never
and get
eat
out
ever.
like a little earlier.
I can, but I mean, yeah, no lunch. I'd rather work like 8 to 4, be done with it. Don't care.
Right.
I don't need a lunch. I can,
Can-
me personally, I can just keep I can drive and eat. Like I just have like a sandwich or something and just, or take like a 15-minute break because we're, everyone's pretty much allowed those. 15-minute break, eat lunch, move on with the day.
Yeah, could
Get
you
home
not
early.
like? Can you not like leave early? Do you have to be there like from 8 to 5?
So that's kind of tricky. For those that don't know me, I work on copiers That's what I do. So I drive around everywhere, all over
So I
the
guess you could say that
greater
Ryan
Buffalo
is a
area.
copycat.
Ha.
I mean, I guess.
uh, so I drive around all freaking day long, and whenever I finish my last call, sometimes like if it's like 3 o'clock, they usually go, "Hey, come back to the office. Turn in some parts or whatever." But like if I get done with a call and it's like 4:15, there's no sense in me driving back to our office because I'll get there at like 4:50, and then what, for 10 minutes I stand around with my dick in my hand and I leave. So if within reason, you can just go home. As long as like
Yeah.
it's if you're getting home at like 3:30 though, they're obviously gonna we have GPS, they're gonna be like, "Hey, the fuck you doing, dude?" So
Hmm.
I usually time my calls throughout the day. So if I'm gonna get home early, there's nothing else going on. We're a little slower with people being at home now. So I'll get home at like 4:30 probably. So I usually don't take like a full lunch just because of that reason.
Yeah.
I'm still work is annoying, but I still don't want to like cheat anybody out of anything. So I usually like I'll cut my lunch if I know I'm gonna get out early, probably
Right.
that sort of thing. I don't like
Yeah.
to. I generally I don't even make a scene about it anymore. I just especially if I'm at the office and there's nothing going on, there's like no new machines or anything like that. I just I just go. Like I'm not trying to make a big scene of it, but it doesn't look good when we're like sitting around the office and the boss comes back and sees 6 paid technicians just like with their thumbs up their asses. It's not a good look. So to avoid that, we just generally leave. We'll go fuck off in a parking lot somewhere,
Hmm.
just so we're not sitting in the office.
Yeah.
We don't want to like so yeah.
Yeah. I often eat my lunch at my desk and then so I don't have to stay late at work. I got a lot of stuff to do, man.
How
Yeah.
And
is it still good over there?
oh yeah, no, it's good. I just have like a lot of stuff, but to keep on top of it and stuff. I don't need a whole hour for. I pack my lunch and I bring it here. If I'm out there, sometimes I'll sit out there and like watch YouTube videos for an hour. But like, I just eat lunch at my desk now, and then just still watch YouTube videos at my desk, and then just work whenever I want to get back.
I actually speaking of watching videos, on my lunch the other day, I was in Niagara Falls and they have
Oh,
5G ultra wide. My download speed was 800 megabits per second on
hmm.
5G ultra
Wow.
wide. It's freaking insane, dude.
I
And
really
it's
enjoy
only
having
there.
5G on my phone now. Finally have a new enough phone that has 5G. Ooh.
Okay, I mean, I drive around a lot, like I said. So when I'm talking to people, do you ever get it where like it switches from 4G to 5G and it fucks up your call quality?
I'm never driving around really talking to
I
people.
don't.
Damn it.
I don't fucking talk on the phone. Fuck
I
phone
don't
calls.
talk to people.
I'm doing it for work most of the time, and since 5G is still new and spotty, like I go through certain sections where it like 5G, 4G, 5G in like 10 seconds,
Hmm.
and it just completely cuts out the call quality. And I wish I can just turn off 5G sometimes. Like have a little option so that it isn't bothering the fuck out of me when I'm trying to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
If I'm browsing the internet, give me 5G. But if I'm just talking, I just want to hear the person. I don't care.
Right.
I really don't want to be talking to them
Like when you
anyways.
can select the video quality on YouTube, just let people select
Yeah.
their data for when they're using their phone.
Yeah, or
That's
just
too advanced.
something
People
like
Is
fuck
it
it up.
really? Is it
when
really
you're on
though?
a
I
phone.
feel like it's
Yes,
not.
it is though.
I feel like it's not.
You just see the people I talk to on a daily basis
But
who can't
I
even
feel
figure out how
like
to
it's
make a
not, so
copy.
I don't think that it
Mm,
actually is.
Uh, it's too
Fair,
early.
that's solid logic. There's no holes in that. It's
Yeah, it's
fine.
too early.
Um,
I can't. My brain.
I think, therefore I am.
Mm.
okay, so I do want to talk about since we mentioned it in the pre-game show, we'll call it uh the metaverse and the whole Zuckerberg thing, calling it meta.
Oh, you
In the
mean Ready
pre-game
Player
show,
One?
yes, Ready Player One, essentially. Yep. Um, for those that do not know what the metaverse is what the venture capitalists are calling the next evolution of the internet, where you'll be able to have this goofy ass looking avatar, probably. Um, think of like Xbox avatars, maybe, or maybe they'll be more realistic. I don't know. You can make yourself look like a supermodel, probably. um, where you'll interact with people in a virtual space, like wearing VR goggles, like Ready Player One. So the initial, from what I understand, the initial uses of it will be for work collaboration. You can use it for like, that means like interviews, business meetings, all sorts of different stuff. And then there's also going to be like a gaming aspect of it, like we see now with like VR chat. I don't know if anyone's messed around with that program.
I was literally just thinking that in my mind. I was like, we already have that. It's called VR chat.
Same.
Yeah.
All of it. I have not used.
This is going to be like on a broader spectrum though, because of people like Zuckerberg. Um, I'm sure Elon Musk has probably got his dick in it too.
I don't
Um,
know.
maybe, I mean, maybe not. I mean,
Elon is on like a very different wavelength than like a lot of tech conglomerates out there.
He's on a different
that
world,
is
man.
so. If anyone missed the news, Facebook, the basically overarching over what is it? Insta, WhatsApp, and what's the other one? Well, Facebook, obviously, but what else are they in charge of? There's one more I
Oh,
thought. Oh, Oculus.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Um,
I guess.
um, the overarching the parent company is now called Meta instead of Facebook. Like Facebook exists, but like they just kind of bumped up and made an overarching like name of Meta. And if you put two and two together, Metaverse and Meta, that's why I said he was smart because he made it about himself very quickly by changing his name
Sounds
brand
right.
to Meta. I don't like the dude. I think he's a skeevy little motherfucker who has been in front of Congress too many times for a social media platform, quite frankly. Um, so that's why I don't have Facebook. But what do you guys think? Are you gonna do it? Like, are you
I
gonna think
could.
about it?
I barely use Facebook enough as it is. I'm probably not gonna give two fucks about it.
Yeah, I don't use Facebook, but I know a lot of businesses do, and then that whole thing about like having business meetings, but like in VR. 99% of the people I work with, granted, I work at like an insurance brokerage. They're not gonna. They can't even use like WebEx, which is similar to Zoom, or like set up their own
Hmm.
calls. They don't know how to like mute themselves sometimes. But that's not. That'll probably be like when we are older, maybe we'll use it, but that
Ryan's
they're
already
not gonna
there.
be able to use it. I'm just saying, 99% of people are not going to be able to comprehend these VR virtual chat rooms with interviews and stuff. That is way too complicated for like 99% of people.
I mean, couldn't that
Yeah.
be like Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cole.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, and like Bailey said, I don't see it being a thing just because people just don't even know how to use fucking Zoom. Like they can barely wrap their minds around such a basic program like fucking Skype, Zoom, even fucking Discord. But all of a sudden we're supposed to expect them to be able to navigate this fucking VR world with the meta shit.
When you said, sorry, when you said navigate, I'm just picturing some old person in their living room walking into a fucking wall face first. So it's like the first thing I think of. There's gonna be lawsuits and everything because people aren't like following the rules or something.
I think
And
if
they're
this came out in 50 years and us, we've had like, grown up with technology and gone through all the technology advances, then maybe it would be plausible. But like, that would be another 50 years of, the people who are higher up in all the businesses slash own most of the businesses did not grow up with all this kind of crazy, they did not own VR headsets or, own PCs or stuff when they were younger.
Mhm.
I mean, I think at first it's going to be like a qualification sort of thing. Like, hey, we're going to have you meet up in the metaverse in Meta, and we're going to be in a virtual conference room with this link here, and we'll see you there. And then, like what? Do you have to like dress your avatar for an interview? Like, do you have to go out and buy a
But
fucking
also
NFT suit?
what's the purpose though of having a in virtual fucking meeting like that? What's the benefits of doing that in VR rather than just doing it on Zoom?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, give your
Fucking
avatar a super
Zuckerberg
huge
is literally
package.
just trying to reshape the fucking wheel with this.
It isn't just him. It isn't just him.
Well, he's the
It's
fucking person I can point my finger to.
That's true. Yeah, just
That's easy.
like yeah, the whole name thing.
You guys see
It's like
that?
a
You guys, real quick though, you guys see that
oh
like
god.
during the fucking video, he had a fucking bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's on the fucking shelf behind him?
I did not see that.
I did not see the video.
Dude, fucking like, yeah, he's talking about whatever, and he's standing in front of like the shelf that has like a whole bunch of like pictures and sculptures or whatever on it, and then for some fucking reason there's just a bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's on the shelf. It's like if I fucking put a bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's on that shelf back there, just fucking out of the blue. That's what I'm gonna do fucking next week. I'm gonna put a bottle of ketchup back there.
Refrigerated when you open it? That's where my mind goes. So it's like, you can't just keep that on the shelf when you open it, right? Doesn't that shit have to be refrigerated?
What? Yeah. Okay. So first and foremost, the Google foo is amazing. I love Google because I type Zuckerberg and then the first suggestion is Sweet Baby Race. So thank you, Google.
Because they're fucking listening to us. They fucking listen to us.
And or it was like highly searched. But yeah.
Okay, so when he says it's sitting there, behind him is a multi-tiered fancy ass fucking shelf system.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably made out of some expensive wood that probably shouldn't have been cut down. But there's Sweet Baby Ray's on a bookshelf. Exactly. And there's random bowls like nearby. Like, is that where you go and you're having some like barbecue sauce and you're like, fuck, I need a bowl for my ribs and there's Sweet Baby Ray's right
Zuckerberg
there.
is having some little smokies after that fucking video was made.
Or it was strategically placed so that everyone would talk about it, thus giving more. You know, part of me feels like, you remember the whole Elon thing with the truck and they're like, these windows never break, and then the window broke. You know how many I was talking about that, right? Yeah, Elon with the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then
yeah,
you know how many more people talked about it because they're like, the window broke. Yeah.
I mean, the problem is the window did what it's supposed to do. It didn't shatter into a million tiny pieces and actually break. It just cracked, essentially.
Yeah, see, but it was like, I know that probably wasn't like, you probably was supposed to happen, but something like that.
It probably doesn't help that the presenter went, oh fuck, right after it happened.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I think the whole thing was not supposed to break at all or even crack, and then all of a sudden he looked up and he was like, oh, this is happening. So it could be like one of those things like, talk about this whole thing so much more because there's a bottle of barbecue sauce. Why not?
Yeah, it was an Easter egg, I guess.
I think that's Mark Zuckerberg's way of just trying to prove he's not a lizard person by being like, see, I eat human food too.
I eat
he was making fun of himself.
Baby Ray's sauce.
Courtney sent me a little informational text saying it was basically an Easter egg. He's making fun of himself because he loves, or he's obsessed with Sweet Baby Ray's. So that's why it's there. It's just like a little make fun of himself.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I'm sure that's what it was. Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Refrigerate your dang barbecue sauce.
That is a good point. I mean, how can we know that's really what it was? I mean, I'm sure if he's obsessed with it, do you think he's so weird because he just drinks the stuff? Like,
I
he gets done something
That's
to him?
how he refuels. He doesn't need motor oil. He uses Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue.
God.
Never mind. Yep.
Yo, shout out to Sweet Baby Ray's though. That's some pretty fire ass barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to see the stocks for Sweet Baby Ray's before and after that was discovered, just to see what happened to them.
Do they have like? We'll see.
Isn't that crazy though? If that actually happened, isn't that crazy that they can just influence stuff like that? They're so out there in our face that they could just be like, hey, watch this, guys. I'm going to put Sweet Baby Ray's up here and then watch what happens to the stock market. It's like their own meme. You know what I mean? It's like, boop, put that up on the shelf and then stocks go flying. And all he says is like, oh yeah, I just left that up there. I think they just do it for shits and giggles for people's money.
Maybe. Why do you think I keep fucking doing this? Shout out to them.
Just shout out to these random people at his phone screen.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna do the metaverse thing.
No,
I'm not. I have VR. I don't even.
No, it feels like a more in-depth, involved, like social media platform that I just don't fucking care about.
it's just not really anything new. It's
Unless I
just
can go around kicking people in the dick that are talking shit in random ass comment sections, I don't care.
S- So, oh god, imagine having a suit with an actual like testicle like pressure area or like impact area where it kicks you in the balls. Oh,
Well, it's like those weird
and
ah
like vests that
no.
people apparently
What?
wear for gaming. So it's like
mhm.
when they get
Yeah.
shot, it's supposed to simulate like where you're getting hit.
They have like the butt kickers for racing simulators, as they call them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you feel the bumps of the road and shit.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Butt
yeah,
kicker.
that shit's out there. You are right though, like the whole kicking someone in the nuts. It's like the first thing I thought of whenever they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have avatars, and we can meet in a virtual space." I'm like, "Oh, so instead of hating each other in text, we can just visually assault each other now on the internet. That'll be great because
Square
the
up, pussy.
toxicity. Yeah, like the toxicity of the internet is always gonna win. Like it'll come through and and people will come out to ruin like what is supposed to be like a good like positive thing, but they're gonna show up in droves and just fuck everything up.
Oh, of course. If
Like
there's anything that's supposed to be meant to be positive, it'll be shrouded in negativity by some miserable dickheads out there.
And I feel like if this actually becomes a thing, there are a lot of companies out there who just are always going to want to do the latest and greatest of any kind of thing if they have lots of meetings. And this is where I feel bad for basically my department, but in those companies, they're going to have to figure it all out. Because when pandemic hit, I wasn't a part of the company yet, but like everyone switched to doing all their meetings and stuff virtually. And all these people who are like who would be hosting these are like, average, like 50, 60, whatever. Uh, Like my department had to like literally teach them everything. So I feel bad for all these departments that are going to have to like learn all this and then teach this to like hundreds of people. And they're not going to be able to do anything else. That's what they're going to be doing. So
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'd have to like really see it and see if it even made sense to like, but so far it just seems too much. It's too much.
I guess one cool thing that could come of it would be like celebrity like virtual meet and greets or something like that, where you could like be in a virtual space at like even like a gamescom sort of thing could be like done in the metaverse
Right.
and save people on plane tickets, save cost of the actual venue, minus the fact that it'll be full of fucking NFTs that cost a mind blowing amount of money.
Hmm.
Like, oh, look on the wall, there's the original Atari NFT or something like that.
Oh, screen cap.
But it won't have the digital signature
Uh,
that so I mean, I think you could do stuff like that, or maybe like you could be like I guess I'm just trying to think of it as we go here, but like imagine like you could be in the metaverse, but down on the sideline of a sports thing that now they can't see you, but like you're in that virtual space, like down on the sideline or whatever in the crowd watching a Bills game or a Cowboys game, whatever. I think that would be pretty sweet if they were to implement it. There's a million different directions it can go, and right now it's focused on tech professionals, obviously.
Mhm.
yeah.
But
No, that is kind of surprising. I'm surprised that they haven't found a way to, or I guess really even thought of a way to like do virtual sporting events where people could
mhm,
just like say pay for a seat, throw on like a VR headset or whatever, and then they just have like a 360 like live stream camera that's very high definition, whatever, that's placed in that spot, and then people can just watch it from their homes and essentially kind of like be there virtually.
mhm.
Yeah, concerts, events, stuff like that. I think that's what they should go for first instead of these full-blown meetings where everyone's got to get all the gear, get it all set up. Like market towards people who already have all the gear and then it's already set up.
Hmm.
And like I feel like that would be the easiest way and then be like, "Hey, this works for these things. You all should get this and then do it this way." I don't know. I feel like it'd
I,
just be
I'm kind of thinking what Cole is thinking, like if you or like with a high def camera, like you have like regular fans there, but then you have like a kind of like a boxed off area um around a camera in the stands. Like like say it's like an 8x8 area, so people can't like go over and fuck with it.
Yeah.
But that's where like if you pay like $5, that's where multiple people sit and you can watch it from there. Or if you pay like an additional fee, you can like look at different like cameras like down on the sidelines and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Kind of
like
walk around.
imagine
That
having
would
a
be
camera being
cool.
at the sidelines and you're literally it's like you're like a fucking coach or a water boy down with the team.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And you can like and if they were, oh man, we should probably stop talking. They're probably gonna take our ideas,
Fuck.
fuckers.
Yeah, let's just
Fuck. Scratch the
Um
podcast. End the stream. End the stream. Hurry. Hurry.
hurry and
So like what you could do is like create like a mesh system where each camera, so you have like 6 cameras along the sideline and each of them have a distinct amount of space that you could walk in between before you transfer to the next, like a mesh network. So
Mhm.
like you're here and you walk to the edge and it says, "Do you want to go to the next camera?" And you go, "Yes." And then you pop over to the next camera and you're over by like where the quarterbacks are. Now obviously things will be blurred out so you can't see plays and can't hear discussions. But like maybe
Exactly.
have it
Yep.
during like commercial breaks sort of thing or whatever. People can go down the sideline or whatever.
kind of
Dude,
like
that would be
Google Earth
fucking
with like the
so
arrows when you
dope.
move.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like like a lot of
Maybe.
stadiums, like at least that are domes, will have like the giant screens like at the very top center. Like that's where you could have your commercial breaks. But and like say you're listening to it, you're just listening to like the broadcast audio, so you're listening to the commentator, what we're hearing right now on the TV. So that way you're not hearing everything that's going on the sidelines. So you're not hearing all the plays and all the dirty little secrets that teams are coming
Mm.
up with on the sides. You're just hearing the broadcast audio. So like your commercial break could be played on like the big screen up at the top center or at the end of the fields where they have their big screens at. But that's where you get your ad space at. But when it's during commercial, you can just see all the players interacting during that break. Or
Yeah.
fucking you could just even fucking plays are still going on because um I think it was during the last Cowboys Giants game. They missed a fucking touchdown due to a commercial break.
Damn.
Oh, whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, ad space too. Being in there, especially like you said, a dome. They could just literally, if you look up, they could just have ads all across the freaking dome, digitally placed in there. So
Right.
you can have ad space in there on the dome. Because I mean, who cares? It's a dome. It's white or gray or whatever freaking color that they have it in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
that's
can
how
look
you
at like
sell
ad space.
things. That's how you sell
Yeah,
things. Be like, hey, this is the money you could make off of this if you did this. And
Right.
that's
that's why
And
people are buying
they would
them.
make so much more money off of it too, because not everybody wants to fork up the money for like a plane ticket, hotel, then the game tickets to go to the event. People just kind of want to enjoy it from their own home. So
yeah.
that's pulling in so much extra revenue by having these people that will pay for it that want to kind of experience it virtually.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind like paying like 10, 15, $20 just for like a 360 high definition camera in like a seat, like
Hmm.
on like the sidelines. It didn't even have to move. Like if I could just feel like I was sitting there watching the game, like that's all I need. And then just do the audio from like the broadcasters or like the commentators, whatever.
Mhm.
And because
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind listening to that while watching a game. You get
Hmm.
their insight on stuff. It's not too distracting or whatever. I don't know. I'd be down.
I think you're muted,
Yeah,
Ryan.
Ryan, you're not talking. The
Ryan
ghost
broke.
of Ryan's past.
One
Nope.
of the sounds for
You said
Ryan,
there you go,
please.
but it didn't work. I read your lips.
What did you do, Ryan?
He's
All right, I
bugged.
got it. I got it. I got it.
Okay.
It just like crashed for no
Ah,
reason at all.
Nice.
My bad.
fun.
What I was gonna say is education, where we could actually have like college students or whatever, working from home, remotely and actually still being in the classroom at the same time.
Hmm.
You could
Yeah.
probably actually do more with like labs and stuff too, right? Like digital labs.
Yeah,
Oh,
possibly.
I'm sure. And I think, if anything, COVID brought in like this whole thing, like, if you were sick and had to go home for like school, like pre-COVID, it would have been like you wouldn't really be able to like sit down and like learn really anything. It would just be like sheets of paper on like a website you just like looked at. You don't get to actually like see, you know, your professors and like Zoom wasn't really widely used. Now if like you're sick, even if the teachers are throwing on Zoom or putting on cameras, I think like yeah, I don't know, working from home slash doing school from home is like now like a thing that like people can do, and it's not like, oh, you're not gonna get anything done because like a lot of
Hmm.
people like statistically like we're getting more things done. So I think that's definitely like a great thing. And yeah, like 360 cam for like labs and stuff. Because normally it's like you got to be in the lab, otherwise you're not really gonna learn anything. But yeah, that'd be cool.
So maybe in the hands of like average people, this could be a positive thing. Because I mean, we
It's
all started
got
out saying what
it's
we
gotta
didn't
be
want it, but I
people with
mean,
our mindset. It can't be fucking people that want to be like, oh, this has gotta be for a fucking business meeting, fucking dicks.
or
I
people that make the money, but unfortunately, they have to make the money for it to get better for us. That's the shitty part of this
Yeah,
whole existence, isn't it?
I'm saying they just got to do it in the right way. Like I don't think there's too much more to be gained from doing a conference on Zoom versus everyone putting on a VR headset and like sitting down around a table. Like there's not that much, but like the difference between like watching a football game on your TV and like being able to like quote unquote sit in a seat with like a 360 camera, I feel like there's a lot more to be gained in between those than just like sitting on Zoom or having your avatar sit on a table. You're still just talking about stuff. There's nothing really being shown. You're just talking. Like
Hmm.
there's not additional information that can be gained. But like if you're just sitting in a seat, it's completely different than watching on TV.
And movies, movie
Mm.
theaters, virtual movie theaters, all that sort of stuff. Just yeah, basically, in a nutshell, the metaverse is Ready Player One.
Yeah,
It will
it
be.
is it is a little scary to think about how far you could take things virtually to the point where it is essentially Ready Player One to where people just aren't leaving their fucking homes. They're just living in this virtual world. They're not living a real life.
Every time people talk about this, all I think of is Wally and the people on those chairs who like never got out of their chairs because they just had everything on their
Because they're
chairs.
so fat their fucking legs don't work.
More of just the fact that they don't actually like the two people's chairs who crashed that like actually went in the water. More of like that sense of like, oh, we're just not doing anything and or seeing sunlight and or just doing anything. We're just on our like computers. But it won't
Uh,
like go away forever. I mean, there's so many things where it's like a video doesn't do it justice or like a camera doesn't do justice. You can't
Hmm.
like take a camera view of like, the Eiffel Tower or something and be like, "Oh, now I don't need to go there." I feel like you can still be like, "Oh, I want to go see that in like real life." But
you're like tapping into exactly like my next thought, which was when it goes too far for me, when it be like enjoy a virtual camping experience in the mountains.
yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Like,
I was
okay, it would
literally
be
having the
cool.
same thing. You can't do like a virtual fucking hunting trip or virtual fishing and have it be the same experience.
Yeah.
Like
No, I mean
there's a
it would
lot
be
of outdoor
cool.
activities that like it wouldn't be able to emulate the same feeling of doing it in real life.
That's why I don't think this will all go away. This is just to like substitute like, oh, I wouldn't have gone to this football game because I'd have to fly and stuff. Instead, I'm going to pay $50 to get a similar experience, not the same as being there, but it's not going to get away doing things in real life. Like, yeah, you can't do like a virtual camping trip because you wouldn't sit down in your house to do a camping trip anyways. It's not like, but you would go somewhere to do a camping trip. That's the whole point of camping. But
I guess it all depends on what each individual, throughout the world finds as their entertainment value, right? Because we all find different things. So I personally wouldn't pay for a camping trip, but hey, Courtney really isn't big into camping. She might be like, hey, I'll spend $5 to go, walk around a virtual campsite. Maybe not, but
Yeah, sure.
it probably would be more enticing to her to do that than have me go, hey, babe, do you want to go hike 5 miles uphill and then like camp in the woods where there's coyotes and shit?
And get ate up by
No, that's not happening.
mosquitoes.
That's not, yeah, not happening. I already know this.
or like,
So,
yeah, like virtual hikes around the world of you just seeing like views or whatever, or something like that, I think would be more beneficial because you could camp anywhere, but you can only hike so and so mountain in one place in the world. And or some people might not
mhm.
be like, I can't hike a huge mountain. I'd probably fall down the mountain and roll down and be very sad. I couldn't hike, but like something like
Or dead.
that. Or dead. I mean, yeah. I would be sad. I'd be alive and I would be sad. Um,
Uh, I I guess I would do it like okay, let's walk around the summit of Everest or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I could do that because I'm not. My ass is not climbing Everest. Like
Nah.
not gonna happen. I mean, I would love it, but no fucking way am I doing that. I'm well past that prime. I didn't answer the question earlier. I was born in '87, in case you guys don't know. So there's a different age gap, and I'm not old, but I'm sure as shit not in shape to do that. So virtual Everest is in my book. How's that?
That would be
Virtual
pretty
Everest.
cool,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would be
Ah,
down. They already do virtual, like, the treadmills have, like, the little TVs
Oh yeah, so it's
and,
like
like,
you can kind of like emulate running a trail or something.
yeah, but I feel like you could take that to the next step. I mean, you probably wouldn't be walking on a treadmill unless, they have those things where you're, like, strapped into this thing, you can walk whichever direction. But those are
have you
pretty
seen
cool.
those?
I just
Yeah,
saw those the other day on a TikTok.
they have like
But
it's like a omnidirectional
mm,
like treadmill, and you are held up like this I guess his arm or spine comes up behind you and usually grabs you by either like a vest or a chest piece or around the waist, and then you can walk whatever direction with your virtual reality things on there. It's mostly meant for like shooters and stuff like that, like
Hmm.
really intense dudes.
but I would
um
totally be
that's the start
down
of it.
for, like, just casually walking up and have my VRLs on, like Mount Everest. I'd be so down to just, like, because one screen, like a video of walking up somewhere versus 360 camera, I feel like uh, I would rather have 360 camera. I can look anywhere, walk up Mount Everest on my non-inclining treadmill slash whatever arm.
And I'm just gonna watch me march up Everest on my flat
Yeah.
treadmill. Yes,
Right.
Yeah.
that's the speed I like,
Like
Bailey.
like
There you
um
go.
like Skyrim when you can, you're just walking straight, but you're just like jumping up on the mountains and stuff, or like or Skyrim horses.
How long until someone creates a cheat code for the metaverse?
How
Like a
long
infinite money glitch or
infinite
I don't know,
money?
something. I mean, come on, it's all code, right? They can be hacked.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna bring up. You know how many there's so many problems with Zoom. You post the link on Zoom to one place too far, and all of a sudden you got an army of people in there that aren't supposed to be in there, and they're playing loud music, and they're all saying weird things. That happened to me. That's why I'm saying it like this. It's
Turns
not
into
fun.
turns into the South Park episode of Chat Roulette. No, that's a
Yeah.
dick. Oh, that's a dick. That's a dick.
And there's no way you would have a secure business meeting talking about stuff that you don't want your competitors to hear on like a super, unsafe new version of
Oh,
something. All of a
I just
sudden,
thought about
stuff
it.
gets leaked. No, right? I don't know what you're thinking. I don't want to.
No, it's just funny. Just imagine like the as you were saying, trying to explain it to like a less technically
Tech
adept
savvy.
group of people. Uh, just imagine like some dude who doesn't realize that he's like scratching his ass or something like that in the meeting, and everyone can just see it. Doesn't realize that his hands are still attached to like the avatar, so someone's in there scratching their balls, or I
Oh,
don't know. I think that's gonna be like the first memes of the metaverse is someone just like Zoom whenever everyone's like fucking up on Zoom wearing underwear or whatever.
yeah, or like forgetting to turn their camera off for things.
Yeah. So I think the first ones are gonna be like that. Like someone's gonna be scratching their ass and or picking their nose, whatever. It's gonna be funny at first. I'm looking forward to that.
Right.
Yeah. We're already like 2 years, almost 2 years into using all these social platforms. And we had an event the other day where we're hosting, we have like in person speakers and then like online, like virtual speakers. And like they forgot to mute their mic while the other person was talking. And they're just like talking in the background while the one person's talking. It's like, we've been doing this for 2 years, guys. Like, come on. So I still feel like it's going to be, yeah, kind of something like that.
Yeah,
So.
when you have like in-house producers for fucking people that don't know how to mute a goddamn mic.
Yep, that's what we did. We have a whole studio that runs and yeah, no,
Oh,
we
the
can't do
also the Zoom Echo. Whenever someone has it on their speakers and their mic's hot.
Right?
Oh god. Yeah,
there's
that's gonna be
just
great.
there's so
Oh
many
wait.
things.
Can
Oh
you
no.
okay, another funny one. Can you imagine? So obviously there's gonna be some speakers and microphones being used to communicate in the metaverse. So imagine if our lips move in the metaverse, what will someone's mouth look like on a reverb echo like that? Can you imagine
Oh
them just with their mouth
god.
wide open? Looks like they're like a
Ah.
screaming zombie or a banshee.
Or a banshee.
Well, it looks like you're
Yeah.
just trying to mock the other person that's talking, and
There just
That's
seem
funny. I like that.
uh, if there's video game developers who all their life have just developed video games and there's still bugs in video games, the amount of bugs are gonna be in some completely new thing that's like never been done before. It's just gonna be, I don't
I
know.
can't wait. I
It'll be
can't
great.
wait. All right, that's time, guys. That was that. It's you know what? That was actually a fun podcast. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
fucking
Metaverse and bullshit and
they've all
Battlefield.
been fun. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're killing time. We're just trying to kill time until Battlefield comes out. At least, I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna play some fucking cloud gaming in a little bit here.
We
Maybe
gotta
watch a
do a
TV show.
we're gonna do a Battlefield stream, right? We got to. The amount of
Oh
times I've
yeah,
hyped
Friday.
it
Yeah,
up.
no. So, but yeah, with all that hype, Bailey's right. I don't know what you guys will be doing. I mean, I think we'll all be playing Friday, right?
It
I
depends on if anything fucking comes up for me.
and
Oh,
or
I
the
will be here.
weekend, but
Yeah, I'll be
yeah.
here, but I'll do a stream on Friday, and if everyone can't be here, we'll do it another day. So look for a
Or we
stream
can
from us.
oh, yeah.
We'll put it on Twitter. And thank you everybody for listening. And don't forget to check us out. If you missed part of the podcast, like Crash did, and he crashed out because it's too high of
He
a bit rate. I should lower that.
he crashed out.
Um,
Goodness.
crashed out.
I
Um,
Fuck
you can
Josh.
catch us though on all the podcast services and on YouTube after Cole puts up the video. And this show will be live, are available on podcast services in probably about 2 hours. I say it usually takes. So look to socials for us to announce that Battlefield stream. We'd like to have you guys there. And again, thank you for listening, and we will catch you on the next episode.
Later.
Yep.